Shalom. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Kodesh. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS, or the true leaders of Israel today, and salutations to all of the Akim who do this work in truth and sincerity, who are risking their lives and their freedoms to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking like the heathen but are not, by way of their forefathers' seeds, who are Israelite men. The true name of the Most High is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai. And the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. My name is Zekalia, and this video is on the judgments that are coming from Yahweh Shemishai, particularly the pestilence that is on its way. Now, I've been keeping up with this bird flu situation for the past few months, as the narrative of it is continuously building every single day, okay? And knowing that pestilence is a part of these end time prophecies, right? The end of Esau's kingdom, and Esau is the so-called white man. They're the Edomites, they're the wicked. It's wise to keep watch, right? As Yahweh Shemishai says, to measure the time diligently, and has said that we are watchmen. So we're continuously watching. And given that the pestilence is a part of the judgments that are coming, my eyes have been on the bird flu, but it's not only the bird flu, right? There was an Ebola scare a few weeks ago in New York. There was the mention of the henipavirus in Alabama. There was a whole quademic situation that was going on in America, the UK, and then in China as well, where in China they declared a state of emergency. And then they were talking about this eye bleeding Marburg virus. I believe that's what it was called. So any kind of situation that comes up regarding the potential for a pestilence to arise, all eyes are on it. But regarding all of those that I mentioned, this one right here, the bird flu, is the narrative that they're continuously building on. And when I say they, I'm talking about the wicked elite of Esau Edom, right? This is their world, okay? And Esau Edom, they're these so-called white people. So we know based off of the scriptures that we're going to be seeing these things and experiencing these things at the end of the kingdom of the Edomites, right? As the scriptures say, for Esau is the end of the world, talking about the so-called white man, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, talking about us, the Israelites. Okay, so the end of Esau's kingdom is the beginning and start of our kingdom. So Yahushua let us know in Matthew chapter 24 and verse 3, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? Right? So they wanted to know when would be the return of our Lord Yahushai. So the word world here at G165 is aeon, which says a period of time or age. So it's not the end of the world as some false doctrines would teach, to, I don't know, maybe scare the people or something like that. Whatever it is that their intentions are. But it's not talking about the end of the physical world that we're on. Actually, the kingdom of heaven is going to be established here on earth, right? So this could be read as, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of this period of time, or the end of this age, which is talking about the end of the age of the wicked, who are the Edomites, or these so-called white people. Okay, then going to verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So we're continuously hearing of wars and rumors of wars. We're in this period of time that Yahushai mentioned. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, which we're literally seeing when you look at all of the geopolitical tensions between all of these countries around the world. And then another point to make is that all of the countries that are, bucking heads against each other, the scriptures mention them, right? Everything is happening according to Bible prophecy. And also World War III is a part of Bible prophecy, and that is on its way. So the tensions between these major players on the world stage, that has to happen because they're going to go to war. And it says, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. So the earthquakes are a very common occurrence, which the scriptures also mention in 2nd Ezra chapter 9 to measure the time diligently. And part of the signs that we'll see, knowing the times that we're in, approaching the end of Esau's kingdom, is that we will see earthquakes and that we will see uproars of the people around the world, mass protests and stuff like that, which we are seeing. So we truly are very close to the end of Esau's rulership. Besides that, the wars of rumors of wars, the earthquakes, nation rising against nation, we're seeing all of these things. So what else is on the menu? Famines and pestilences, right? And Yahushua said all these are the beginning of sorrows. And why is it the beginning of sorrows? Because the wicked elite of Esau Edom, the elite bankers, they have a plan to push forward with their NWO. And at the forefront of their NWO is the microchip. And they're going to be bringing chaos to the world, as they have a motto, order out of chaos. They have another motto as well, which is never let a good crisis go to waste. So they're going to be bringing hell to the earth, right? And Revelation chapter 6 and verse 8 mentions the death and hell, etc., which is them, and what they will be bringing to the earth, which is really chaos and calamity, okay, to establish their NWO. So that's why, it's Yahushua said, and all these are the beginning of sorrows, because we're going to be going through very terrible times. It is called the time of Jacob's trouble, a time like never before upon us as a nation. So given this information that Yahushua provided us with and what is going on when we're literally in this period of time, that means that the pestilences and the famines are on their way. And when you look at what's going on in the world with what is on the horizon to come, like the empty shelves and the whole tariff situation, and looking at the parallels between what happened before World War II, where they instituted the whole tariff situation during that period of time, which then led to the Great Depression, which then led to World War II. I believe that's the order of it, right? It's the same thing happening again with the whole tariff situation, and now in the next few weeks there are expectations of empty shelves and the entire situation of it all. Chaos is on its way. So the pestilences, that's a part of the judgment that is set from Yahweh Shemishai. 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 5 says, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. So it's coming. America is known as Babylon the Great. And America is known as, the scriptures say that America is spiritually Egypt. So it's the modern day Egypt. It's our modern day captivity, right? And America is the main hub of the Edomites. Okay, but this kingdom of theirs, it's theirs, right? As the scriptures say in Job chapter 9 and verse 24, that the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So they have control over the world, right? But America is the main hub. Okay, and so let's get into this article. Okay, as I've been keeping up with this bird flu situation and how it's been developing and how it's affecting the world and stuff, and we know, because we're literally experiencing it, that because of the bird flu, it's not a situation necessarily where it's like a pandemic where it's people are being affected and all these kinds of things. It has a kind of different narrative to it, or actually just a different narrative than the one that they brought in 2020, which is they're using it in a way to affect the food supply, from my observations. And it's not really even just an observation, it is an actual fact, because we're experiencing egg shortages from America, and then out here in Jamaica, we're experiencing egg shortages because they're saying that the bird flu is ravaging the poultry and the chicken and all these things. But they also have a narrative out there that it's affecting other things. It can affect anybody and anything, really, any animal and any person. So it says, prepare for a bird flu pandemic now, virologists urge. And this is a narrative that they've been speaking about. And the prophecies, first and foremost, let us know that there is going to be a pestilence coming, right? Oh, right. What I was saying, the point, my brain kind of slipped when I mentioned that America was spiritually Egypt. In ancient Egypt, before we were delivered out of that captivity under the Hamites, who were the ancient Egyptians, Yahweh Shemishai brought plague and pestilence to them. And the same thing is going to happen again before this deliverance out of this modern day captivity, right? There's going to be plague and famine and all kinds of things happening. Okay, so just wanted to clarify that point. But it says leading virologists from 40 countries warn of critical gaps in pandemic preparedness and outline a plan for readying the world. So this is from Gavi.org, and as you can see the word there, V work. I'm not gonna say the word because y'all know what it is, but it says emerging threats. Okay, emerging threats. And the prophecies let us know what is coming, and then the wicked elite of Esau Edom also let us know, as this is a part of their method, that they put information out there in the media, movies, television shows, all of those things, and they show that these things are coming, or they just blatantly say it. Like, for example, the WHO, they have declared that another pandemic is coming, and it's not about if one is coming, but that one is coming for sure. So, one is coming, but the prophecies let us know that's already out the gate. All right. But it just reconfirms what we already know is going to be happening. Right. And of course, the wicked elite of Esau Edom, their plans are out there. So top virologists from over 40 countries have delivered an urgent warning over the growing risk of an H5N1 avian flu pandemic, calling on global leaders to shore up defenses against a virus that can kill 1 in every 2 people it infects. You see? So this right here is actually information to me while keeping up with this thing, because to my knowledge, what they have put out there at least is that people can be affected, but they never put out how deadly it is, so to speak, right? But here it is that they've revealed it, and they're saying, they're putting it out there. This is the narrative they're pushing, right? Because during the 2020 worldwide situation, the veracity of it, y'all already know. But it's saying that it can kill 1 in every 2 people it infects. So one out of every 2 people. So 50% of the people. Okay? For the last 2 years, the virus has evolved from circulating mostly in birds to becoming more adept in infecting mammals, such as pigs and cattle. Although a handful of people have been infected, the virus hasn't been able to spread from human to human, right? So the narrative they have out there is that the bird flu can affect anybody, right? Any human can be infected by it, and any animal can be infected by it. But they're saying that there is, if you're a human and you have the bird flu, there's no transmission of it. You can't catch it from another person. So that's a part of the narrative that I'm keeping a very close eye on to see how that develops. But they very clearly have put, they have set the stage for this situation to pop off when they need it to pop off. A report in the Lancet Regional Health Americas by the Global V Network, a consortium of the world's top virologists, says that unless urgent actions are taken to boost surveillance and biosecurity, prepare for potential human-to-human viral transmission. And there it is. So they already letting us know that it is going to reach to this point, right? Prepare for potential human-to-human viral transmission. And if they continue to build this narrative, it's going to be that. And protect communities through V and other prevention methods, we could face a global health disaster, evolving virus. Influenza viruses are better than most other viruses at being able to jump between different species. This is why most of the pandemics so far have been influenza pandemics, you see? The ability of H5N1 bird flu to infect mammals more easily is a warrant potential stepping stone to being able to more readily infect people. Scientists are also worried about the potential for people to be co-infected with bird flu and seasonal flu, particularly considering the severe flu season the Northern Hemisphere recently experienced. If the bird flu virus were to acquire mutations that allow seasonal flu to spread between people, it could spell disaster. And a part of the narrative that they have put out there in the past few months is that it has mutated, right? So, glaring gaps, whatever they're talking about there to mitigate the situation, preparing the world. And that's really it, man. I got the main point out of it. Okay. So, as you can see, man, they're continuing to build this narrative. And then I have here from the actual CDC website, which was updated 3 days ago, I believe. H5 bird flu current situation. So you look at the image, it's saying H5N1 bird flu, how is it spreading? And it's showing you wild birds to poultry, wild birds to cows, cows to poultry, cows to cats. Wild birds can affect humans, humans and poultry can affect one another, cows can affect humans, and it's just everybody can infect everybody basically. Okay, that's really what it's showing. Okay, so they're already building this narrative that like nobody is protected from the bird flu, that it can basically infect everyone. Okay, and that's separate, that's different from the situation in 2020, right, where it was just the humans and whatever else. This one looks like it could be it. Right now, I'm not saying that it could be it, that it is it. I'm saying it could be it, but we do know that something is coming regardless. So maybe they could just be using this to ravage the food supply chain, as the bird and the egg situation, and then cows are being affected. So surely the cows and their byproducts will be affected soon, right? So the food, they could use that for the food and then just bring out another one out of the blue some way, somehow. But regardless of that, the fact remains that there is a pestilence, or pestilences really, that will be ravaging the world. Okay, so what to know? H5 bird flu is widespread in wild birds worldwide, okay, and is causing outbreaks in poultry and US dairy cows. See, it's not just the poultry, the cows are being affected as well, with several recent human cases, too in US dairy and poultry workers. While the current public health risk is low, right, and when they say it's low, it means that it's not at the point of a pandemic. CDC is watching the situation carefully and working with states to monitor people with animal exposures. Okay, so that's just their current update regarding it on that website. But the fact remains, man, something is coming. This is Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 5. The sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him. And look at this word pestilence here, H1698. Dabar in the Hebrew, pestilence or plague. Pestilence, plague. Murrain, cattle disease, cattle plague. And look at this. What did it say? What's cattle? Cows. Okay. Right? So cattle, cows. Something is cooking, man. And it's only a matter of time before they unleash it so that they can push their NWO. All right, as has been mentioned before by a certain insider whistleblower that came out and said that it's like it's the invisible enemy because it can cause great change in the world, not great change, like good, but like massive changes in the world, right? It can have economic ramifications, all kinds of things can happen. I mean, we experienced it, 5 years ago and onwards, the changes in life and however it was. So yeah, man. And it's called invisible enemy because it's not something that anybody can really just blame, right? Because it's just then, we need to prevent this situation from becoming worse. While it's ravaging the economy, it's ravaging the food supply, all of these things. Okay, so yeah, man, this is just where it's at. And of course, salvation is only for the Israelites. So I'm only talking to my people regarding the situation and, repent and return to our power, Yahweh Shemishai, or else you will be facing the judgments at our hands, such as the famine and the pestilence. And when it is that Yahweh Shemishai unleashes the pestilences to do massive damage and judgment to the world, you don't want to get caught up out there, man. All right. Right now, things can seem very, everyday in a way, but life is about to change in a very dramatic fashion very soon, because all of the signs are there based off of Bible prophecy. As the scriptures say, to redeem the time, to remain circumspect and to redeem the times, because the days are evil, right? We're heading into some very evil days, Jacob's trouble, all right? And you should want to have the covering of Yahweh Shemishai upon you, Psalms chapter 91, okay? So this is just the current update regarding this, bird flu situation, which they are saying to prepare for a bird flu pandemic now, and they've labeled it as an emerging threat. So it's only a matter of time before something kicks off. With that, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemishai, Bashem Kodesh. Shalom.